Hello everyone, and welcome to Linux Forensics here at Pentester Academy. In this video, we're going to continue to examine our pas2 subject system, and in particular, we're going to have a look at this directory that we discovered in some of our earlier investigations that is under user local MySQL. So I've already mounted my system and I've changed to that directory. And if I do an ls-al, I will notice a couple of things. First of all, I will notice that there are a couple of hidden directories. One here called Weavely. We've already discussed the fact that the Weavely backdoor was found on the system. And another one called hack. Now, the first thing I should point out about these two directories is that often, if you have a rootkit that's been installed and you're looking at the live system, these directories might be hidden. However, if you're mounting an image of that file system, you can see them straight away because your forensics workstation doesn't have Trojaned binaries or anything like that. So we have a look. Let's look first at Weavely, and we can see that there is a file called Weavely RC, which has a length of 0. So whatever was in there, there's nothing important in there now. So let's have a look at hack. And here I see a couple of interesting things. I see the RockU password list. And again, we did see in previous videos an indication that someone was doing some password cracking, so this makes sense. And I also see a Xingxi Quan rootkit. So if I change to this directory, I can see an install file and a few other things. Now, one thing to keep in mind, because I have mounted this on my forensics workstation, it says that some of these files belong to Phil, which is incorrect. What it really means is that the user has the same user ID as me, so they are most likely the primary or first user on that system. So here we can see various bits of information on our Xingxi Quan rootkit. So it looks like our attacker's been busy. Now, this may have been some of those 51 commands that were executed through our bad DNS lookup PHP file. You don't really know. There's some other ways that you can try to investigate that, and we'll look into those later. So let's go back up to our MySQL directory. I do an ls-al. I'll notice that there are a few other things here as well. Now, notice that there is a bash history file that is owned by root, which is rather interesting. So I'll have to become root in order to see this. And now I can type out this file. And what kind of commands do I see? Well, I see some very telling commands here. Starting at the top, I see that someone used wget to grab the Weavely backdoor. They then untarred it, changed to a directory, and they ran weavely.py. They also installed something called Beautiful Soup, and then they ran Weavely, and they ran it with the generate command and hack as a parameter. Now, if you do a little bit of investigation, you do some online searching on Weavely, what you'll find, this is setting up a backdoor, and the password that it's using is called hack. So hacked is actually the password. We've just discovered that via some simple file system analysis. You see here that they copied this Weavely PHP file into our doc root on the web server as index3 PHP. So that's another good discovery. And it looks like they tried to cover up by moving Weavely to a hidden directory called Weavely. They then ran some nmap commands. They installed Hydra, an online password cracker. They also displayed who is last logged in and any failed login attempts. Seems that they got the RockU password list, and later they unzipped it. They did an ls/home. This was probably an attempt to see what regular users were on the system. They did an nmap to discover what local services were available for attack. They then ran Hydra against the su account. So this command here says, please run Hydra. Su is the user. The password is a list, rocku, against the localhost FTP service, please. So why would you want to do this? Well, a couple of reasons you might want to do this. FTP is quick, so if you have to run an online password cracker, it's a good choice. Also, running against the local host is extra fast and often not monitored. So it's a very common thing for people not to monitor stuff on the local host. They might have intrusion detection or prevention, but often it is only on external interfaces. Here you can see that they've copied out the password file and the shadow file. They've installed something, probably the Xingxi Quan rootkit, and that's all that we have in their history file. I say that's all that we have, but it's really quite a bit that we've been able to glean from looking at just a couple of files that were hidden away. Well, that's all for this video. As always, if you're enjoying these videos here at Pen Tester Academy, please tell a friend. We'll see you soon.